welcome to the Intuitive Messenger channel, and this is the interview series with Kellie Fitzgerald. Hello, Kellie. How are you doing today?
Hi, I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing very, very well. So very excited that we could finally get connected here, and I think we bounced around some dates for quite a while, but this is perfect timing. We allow Spirit to guide, all right? So I want you to tell people, who you are right now. Just in a nutshell, who is Kellie Fitzgerald?
I am an author and a life coach and a motivational speaker. My passion is to help people become the very best version of themselves that they can be. That's it in a nutshell. I have a very long, I tell people I took the scenic route through life. I did not have an idyllic childhood, which led to me not having an idyllic first marriage. And my life was very non-idyllic until I finally broke through and became more positive and became healthy and became happy and started helping other people. I tell people all the time, if I can go through everything I went through, anybody can make it through. It's been an amazing journey.
Wonderful. What I tell you, it's so funny. I'm getting an image, and I have a feeling you might remember. Do you remember Susan Powder on TV with the short blonde hair?
Yes.
I remember watching her, and at first I thought she was crazy, but I was so drawn to her.
Yes.
And now I look back and think, boy, she was ahead of her time, because it sounds like you went through a lot of stuff and you took back your power and you became the woman you're supposed to be. And I tell you, I think I've become the woman I'm supposed to be too, or the man or the balanced person, whatever it is. But I love it. I know the people that will watch this probably can feel your energy as well of what you've been through. So amazing, amazing. And I can relate to that childhood. I know we spoke briefly about our friend Sherry Cortland, and one of her books is about soul contracts and relationship villains. And I always remember thinking, I put myself in my families, in that family, and that family that was such great soil for me to grow in, and for a reason. And I love my family dearly, but boy, they were some manure to grow in, and I grew.
Well fertilized, yes.
Yes. And we can cuss if we want to. I'm just being respectful for you. So if you cuss, I'll start cussing, but I don't necessarily do it. But I would like you to tell people kind of real specifically, you mentioned briefly about like life coaching. What is your work that you do for people? What do you offer on a regular basis? You know what? And I just heard this too. And let people know if you do this full time, or if you do, like a lot of us, have that still a corporate kind of a day job and do this type of work. I'd love to know about that.
I gave up corporate America a very long time ago. It just didn't work for me, and I didn't work for them. I actually had one boss tell me that as an employee, I would make an excellent business owner.
Oh, nice.
So that's what I did. I've been sort of an entrepreneur. I got into life coaching several years ago, and I love helping people find those little seeds of greatness in themselves. We all have them. Sometimes we don't want to recognize what they are. Sometimes they scare us to death. I know mine did me for a long time. I kept being pulled to speak in public and to help people, and I was going kicking and screaming, going, no, 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 I'm not going to do that. And when I finally said, you know what, this does feel right, then things started falling in line. With life coaching, I help people become the very best version of themselves they can be.
Nice.
I do that by finding those little seeds of greatness in people and helping them accept that. Sometimes we are not willing to really accept what it is that we are being pulled to do. Several of my life coaching clients are very creative types. They write, or they paint, or they're musicians. And that is what feeds their soul. And that is their heart and soul and what makes them them. And yet they're still trying to do corporate America. And they're still trying to say, no, I fit into this neat little box that society says we need to fit into. And that's kind of detrimental on many levels to do that for an extended period of time. Of course, we all need to make a living, but we need to nourish what our soul is as well.
Perfect, perfect. So, other than life coaching, and if somebody went to your website, what might they find like that they could like utilize your services? Tell us one of the unique things is that maybe you do or you speak about. I'd love to hear something unique. Spirit's leading me on the path, so I don't know what I'm going with this.
I am a unique person, and you know how you catch a unique person?
How's
Unique
that?
up on them. I'm a little different. I do a lot of different kinds of things. I do a lot of work with people who are a little bit out of the box. I do a lot of stuff with sort of what people would call themselves. I have several life coaching clients that refer to themselves as the fringe people.
Nice.
They sort of don't quite fit the mold in any direction that they want to go in. I do a lot with cancer survivors. I do a lot with the American Cancer Society. All of the proceeds, of course, we're in November now, but all of the proceeds of the sales of my book during October went to the American Cancer Society for breast cancer awareness.
Nice.
I do a lot of animal rescue. My heart is pulled in so many different directions, and I just kind of go where spirit takes me. Cool. If it tells me I need to go and do this benefit for animals, then I do that benefit. If it tells me I need to go and work with teachers, one thing that I'm working on right now is a project to help teachers help their students who maybe don't fit the mold.
Nice.
I found from personal experience that really quiet person in the back of the room is absolutely brilliant. And that kid who's staring out the window could very well be a future rocket scientist. And so many times those kids get overlooked.
Yeah.
Teachers don't always have the time. So what I'm working on is a program right now for teachers to help them identify those kids and help those kids identify their strengths.
Nice. Oh, that sounds wonderful. Well, you did mention your book. I told you before, I said, I'm going to read the title. So people, hold on. So your book that is out right now, and you talked about the proceeds, and I'm going to ask about that, is When on the Road to Enlightenment, Don't Forget to Take Out the Trash. Did I get it correct?
Right.
Perfect.
That's right.
You can Google that. So you mentioned the sales of that in October, the proceeds going to breast cancer awareness. First of all, talk about the book, but right at the beginning, if there is a way someone can donate because they missed the October date, let them know, like a place that they can go donate for, breast cancer awareness. If they didn't get to, if the proceeds aren't going, where can they go give?
At the American Cancer Society, you can donate through their website. They raise funds all year long. You can, I'm on there, Kellie Fitzgerald. You can look for me. The Relay for Life site is where you'll find me. I do the relay in Wilcox, Arizona every year.
Nice.
There's tons of ways that you can find the American Cancer Society.
Cool.
But it's a very worthy cause, and I encourage everyone to do that.
Perfect. So let's talk about your book, because this is I told somebody in my last series, I said, I'm pulling an Oprah here. I said, I love not knowing too much about you, because otherwise, if I know you like backwards and forwards, then this is what you see during the interview. Because I know it. So as you're telling me, I'm getting to process it and enjoy it for the first time. So tell everybody about this amazing titled book, because I love the title, and we briefly talked about that too. But tell us about what it is about.
It is about finding your path. It's about people sabotage themselves. We all do it. We sabotage ourselves every time. That thing that happened way back in 3rd grade, it's still bouncing around in your head, and every once in a while it'll pop up and you'll go, oh, wow, I can't do that. That's never worked before. And then you've just sabotaged yourself. So the book is all about moving past your past. It's about taking the first step. Many people who have read my book, the feedback I've gotten is, I didn't know where to go. I didn't know where to turn to. You look at the whole self-help genre, and there are, hundreds of thousands of titles. Well, how do you know where you're supposed to fit in there? And I know when I started my journey, I listened to all the right tapes, I read all the right books, I took all the right classes, and I was just still drowning. I just could not get my footing. And finally, I started meditating. And when I started meditating, I kept getting the idea in the back of my head, well, you should write a book. You've always written. And I've always been a writer since I could hold a crayon, I guess. I was writing. And I never shared it with anyone. Most of the things I wrote, I have a box of notebooks throughout my life no one's ever read. I'm going to have to burn them before I die one day. My children.
Oh, one day they'll be reading those books. One day, somebody will be reading them.
But I kept getting the idea that I needed to write a book to help other people who maybe have been through what I have been through, or had gone through some other traumatic event. And I just started writing one day, and I thought, well, great, I'm writing a book. And who's ever going to read this book? Because I'm still lost myself. And I went into a meditation, and I said, literally, what is wrong with me? Why is this not working? Why can I not find my path? Why can't I stay on my path? I'm pretty sure I found it. Why do I keep going off on these little scenic trips here? And I heard very clearly in my head, because you forgot to take out your trash.
I love it.
And my first thought was, yes, I did. I'm pretty sure it's at the curb. But that's not the trash, of course. It was the garbage that we sabotage ourselves with.
Wow.
So that's how the book was born. And I just started writing little things, and I'd put them on Facebook just to kind of test the water, see, is anybody really going to be interested in this? And it was amazing, the response that I got. So...
and would you classify the book as a self-help book, or how would you classify it? I mean, is it like a workbook too?
There are some things in there that I put in there that are exercises that people can go through. I tried to make it as conversational as possible. The most wonderful feedback I've ever gotten is somebody posted on Amazon that it was like talking to a friend over coffee.
Nice.
And I thought, that's perfect. That's exactly, if I could have written it myself, that's what I would have wanted it to say. So the feedback has been just wonderful. And through that, people started asking me to give workshops, and people started asking me to do speaking engagements. So it's sort of snowballing. It's very exciting and a little intimidating, and
I'm still
a work in progress.
So when you're doing speaking engagements, are they specifically on the book and all the things you've learned, or are there some other topics that you speak on as well?
I do a lot of law of attraction stuff.
Okay.
Mostly dealing with gratitude. I did one actually this morning. I did a workshop that was on gratitude, because we're doing the 30 Days of Gratitude in November on Facebook. It's many different social media sites are doing this, but I did a workshop on gratitude, and nice. One of the things that came out of it that I really honestly had not expected is someone said, well, I'm very grateful for everything that I have, but this other person has more, and that's not fair. Well, you just undid your gratitude, didn't you?
I tell you, it's so, I love it, but, because what isn't but the eraser of everything that preceded it?
Exactly, yep. So,
and one of the, you're talking law of attractions, and I'm sure you know who Esther and Jerry Hicks and Abraham are. Right. And I'll tell you, one of the biggest lessons I've learned in the last couple of weeks, and it was that, when you get that nugget of gold and you're just like holding on to it. And it was about, because I'm a big law of attraction, manifesting and abundance and believing, and I mean, I can see when all of a sudden I'll look at my bank account and I can see myself going, uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. And I'll catch myself quicker now, and I go, oh, no.
Yeah,
there's plenty.
Yeah.
and one of the things that they said was, and this was, Abraham through Esther, she said, perfect example about abundance and believing that there's not enough is if you're a well, healthy person, you're walking down the street and you see someone who's sick or disabled and you go, oh my goodness, I should give up some of my health and wellness so that they can have it. And I remember just going, oh my gosh, what an amazing concept, because that's what it's like the same thing. You know, it's not there's a limited supply of health and wellness. We each have our own that we're inheriting. So I truly appreciate that you're teaching it, because I bet you probably feel the same way I do. The higher we can raise the vibration of the people on this planet, we're all going to benefit from that.
Oh, yeah.
And we're all going to, whether you believe we're going to that 5D earth or it's just going to become heaven on earth, whatever you believe, it all is taking it to another level.
Yeah, absolutely.
So tell us, Kellie, what is next? What can people look for next? Is there another book in the works? Whatever you want to share. People always go,
there is another book. It's still coming together, so it'll probably be next year. Dealing mostly with moving past depression.
Oh, okay.
There's a huge stigma with people who are dealing with depression, and it is getting better. But I work with so many people who have dealt with depression or anxiety or some other form of a mental illness. And it's really, really difficult to know where to turn. So the next book will mostly deal with that. I've got a workshop coming up on acceptance, accepting people of different walks of life, different religions, different races, difference. You know, if we learn to be grateful for our differences, we will go a long way to making a better planet. I'm also doing a pay what you can life coaching sessions right now for people who have been through some sort of a traumatic experience.
I love that. And tell us, the workshops you're doing, are those virtual or are they in a specific location? If they are, where?
They're going to be virtual. Right now, I'm doing a lot of traveling, but meeting a lot of awesome people, and I love every second of it. But I got to tell you, it's nice to be home for a little while.
I bet.
I have another trip coming up on November 15th. I'm actually going to be back in California in the Bay Area for a book signing. So
for this book.
Yeah, for this book.
So in the San Francisco Bay Area on the 15th, around there?
Yeah, it's on the 15th at the bookshop in Hayward.
Oh,
it's actually called the Bookshop, yeah.
Well, we will make sure that in the links and everything below in our YouTube channel that we'll have your, Facebook page and your website and all that information that they can click on those links and find out where you're going to be. Sound good?
That would be great, yeah.
Well, any final comments or thoughts that you want to leave the people with? Any special quotes that you love or you adore to share? I won't put you on the spot. If nothing, we're good.
No, I think we're good. The one thing that I always leave people with is be grateful for every second that you have in your life, because someone else doesn't have that.
Yeah.
I tell people all the time in my life coaching, people are worried about getting old. Getting old is something that is something so many people don't get to do.
Yeah, true.
So
very truthful.
Be grateful for every second that you have, because it could all be gone before you know it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, Kellie, I truly appreciate this time we have spent together, and I thank you so very much. And you guys that are watching this, feel free to share this on your pages and tweet it and put it wherever you want. And we will say have a wonderful day, and we'll talk to you all very soon.
Right. Thank you for having me. It's been great.
You are very welcome. Thank you so much. Namaste, everybody.